Good morning, beloveds. I'm sorry, I don't know what I was about to say. My stomach's a little off. I don't feel good, so, oh well. I don't know. I don't know if I ate something or just, I had a doctor's appointment yesterday, and it went very well. I like my doctor very much. And he didn't berate me for not going and doing the tests that he sent me for last year. He just rewrote them and said, okay, here, try again. So I have a good doctor. All right. And he gave me a high five. I was down 4 more pounds. So, yeah, I'm pretty excited about that. So gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, it's what I needed to do. Because it not only has it stopped my weight from creeping up, it's creeping back down. So, all right. Okay. We are in chapter 17. We are on mental equivalence. We are starting on page 286 with definite plan. All right. So if you've got that version of the book, the page number will make sense. If you don't have that version of the book, that's why I tell you what section we're on. So the section is called definite plan. We will say there are 4 people, A, B, C, and D. A receives $15 a week. B receives $50 a week. C receives $75 a week. And D receives $100 a week. Suppose these 4 people were all without positions, and each comes to a practitioner for mental treatment to obtain employment. Please do not think this is a material presentation of a spiritual truth, for in the last analysis, in our philosophy, the universe is either all matter or it is all spirit. If it is all matter, what we formerly called matter is spirit. If the universe is all spirit, then what we used to call spirit is matter. The spiritual universe should no longer be divided against itself. The Bhagavad Gita says that we shall never arrive at peace while we deal with the pairs of opposites. Let us not say that $15 is material and the Lord's Prayer is spiritual. Even in the Lord's Prayer, Jesus said, "Give us this day our daily bread." And he had already told them that they would receive as much bread as they expected. He did not say what the size of the loaf would be. I think Ernest has a little bit of a sense of humor there. These 4 people are all without positions, as we have said, and they come to a practitioner for mental treatment. The practitioner takes the thought that there is nothing but activity. He heals the belief that in inactivity and declares that each one of these people is divinely active, occupied, and compensated. Without question, they have set a law in motion which will produce something for each of these 4. We will suppose that the treatment is a good and effective one. They accept it, and consequently, each finds a position. As a result, probably A will receive 15 again, B 50, C 75, and D $100 per week. But one might say, the practitioner spoke the same word for each. Why did they not each receive $100 per week? Because the law says that we can have only what we can take. The practitioner's word was used for each in like manner, but each would receive only their fill, only their mental capacity to comprehend. They can have more, but how are they to get it? Will a pint dipper ever hold more than a pint? One might build up the edge and the rim of the dipper somewhat and make it hold more and more, so one can continuously increase their consciousness. It is just the old law that we can expand the finite, but we cannot contract the infinite. Okay, wait. It is just the old law that we can expand the finite, but we cannot contract the infinite. Okay, he's okay. All right. Each person, A, B, C, and D, was full and no doubt running over when they received a position as a result of the treatment. But the position they received, the molds which their perceptions of life had provided, were limited to the subjective remembrance already set in motion by themselves. I thought that was important enough to underline. So let me reread that. Their perceptions in life. Okay, wait. But the positions they received, the molds which their perceptions of life had provided, were limited to the subjective remembrance already set in motion by themselves. Each attracted to themselves out of the universal good that which they would comprehend. It is an old statement, again, that water will reach its own level by its own weight and without effort. So, a treatment will level itself in the objective world at the level of the subjective thought and realization which propels, projects, and receives it. This does not mean that each of the above stated people will always have to receive the same compensation, for with an enlarged consciousness, each might receive more. There is nothing in the nature of finality about this, because a person whose consciousness is now bringing them a smaller thing or a less important thing, we name it big or little, and to us it is big or little, can, if they so desire, receive a bigger thing, the more important position. The same prayer answers the big and the little. A person does not suddenly become affluent because they sit around and think, I am a multimillionaire. But when they think affluently, they do begin to demonstrate prosperity. I feel like he's kind of going in circles here. Basically, though, people get what they expect, okay? The same practitioner can do the same treatment for a dozen people. And for each person, they're going to get what they expect out of the treatment. And that is one of the reasons why it's extremely important for practitioners to be willing to let go of whatever the outcome is. Outcome isn't ours. Outcome isn't ours. It's our job to do the treatment that we were asked to do, but the outcome belongs to the person that we spoke our word for. But he's also reminding us that big and little mean nothing to spirit. That's all us. So, and that we can increase our mental equivalent. Okay, so now we are on to how to demonstrate a home. All our beautiful dreams, all our wishing and praying for material good will reach no higher level in our experience than our belief in the power of God and in its willingness to help us. God's willingness to help us is expressed in the existence of that immutable law, which gives us exactly the type of objective experience for which we build a mental likeness. If we have a mental equivalent of I don't even know what this word is. It looks like it says commodious. Like I just came across a word I don't know. That's shocking. Okay, never mind. Let's go on. A commodious home, roomy, light, cheery, and an income in keeping with it. If we are able to build in mind the kind of home we wish, then there is nothing in our subjective thought which denies this. Then we shall be able to decide and demonstrate for ourselves the kind of home we desire. All right, Ernest. Okay. See Life Expressed is the next section. I'm not even going to touch that little paragraph about home. See Life Expressed. One should analyze themselves, saying, do I look at myself from a standpoint of restriction? Do I see life limited to the eternal round of getting up in the morning, eating, going to work, coming home, going to bed, sleeping, getting up again, and so on? Break the bonds of apparent necessity and see life as one continuous expression of the infinite self. And as this conception gradually dawns upon the inner thought, something will happen in the outer conditions to relieve the greater demands of necessity. Free yourself forever from the thought that God may be pleased by a life of sacrifice. Oh, let me read that one again, okay? Free yourself forever from the thought that God may be pleased by a life of sacrifice, that the world is any better because of your misery, or that righteousness is more perfectly expressed through poverty than abundance. Ooh, that needs to be tattooed somewhere. Oof. Know that the greater abundance of every good thing which you are bringing out in your life, the more perfectly you are satisfying the divine urge within you. Anything you can dream of is not too great for you to undertake. If it hurts no person and brings happiness and good into your life, you wonder where I got it? Right there. There it is. If one were doing the work they should be doing, they would never become tired, because the energy which holds the universe in place is tireless. The reason we become tired is that we have cross currents of thoughts about our work. This arises from a belief in duality, a belief in both good and evil. I see the meme on a regular basis that says, the reason that we're tired is not because we're doing too much. It's we're not doing enough of that which lights us up. So there's that. Okay, back to the reading. In treating, we conceive of the ultimate of the idea, but never of the process. Never treat a process. We plant a seed, and there is in the seed, operating through the creative soil, everything that will cause it to develop, unfold, and produce. The ultimate of effect is already potential in its cause. This is the mystical meaning of the words, I am Alpha and Omega. Our word for the fullest extent of our life, or for its smallest detail, should be the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end of the thing thought of. All cause and effect are in spirit. They are bound together in one complete whole. One is the inside, the other is the outside of the same thing. Okay, Ernest, you're making me a little crazy here. Okay. Never treat the process. By what he means there, and hopefully he'll explain it in the next paragraph, and I may be jumping ahead, is we state what we want, we don't state how we get it, okay? Because the how is not our job. The what is our job. The how is not our job. We turn the how over to the law, and then the law figures that out. Because when we state the how, we limit the law. We limit spirit. And we don't want to do that. Okay, back to the reading. Never let anything cause you to doubt your ability to demonstrate the truth. Conceive of your word as being the thing. See the desire as an already accomplished fact, and rest in perfect confidence, peace and certainty, never looking for results, never wondering, never becoming anxious, never being hurried or worried, either way. Those who do not understand this attitude may think you are inactive, but remember, to them who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. I have never heard that before, but that's interesting. I mean, I have, because I've read this before, but you know what I mean. It's like, that's never stuck in my head before. To them who can perfectly practice inaction, all things are possible. Okay. What we know about subjective mind proves that it is unconscious of time, knows neither time nor process. It knows only the completion, the answer. That is why it is written, before they call, I will answer. Cosmic creation is from idea to object. It does not know anything about process. Process is involved in it, but it not consciously. Correct practice should know that ultimate right action is now, today. If we say tomorrow it is going to be, then according to the very law we are using, we hold the answer in a state of future. Oh, that is not a word. Which can never become present. Futurity. I don't know that that's a word. Ernest does make words up though. Okay. All right. Then according to the very law we are using, we hold the answer in a state of futurity, which can never become present. If a gardener holds their seed in their hand and says, tomorrow I'm going to plant the seed, the garden will never start growing. Therefore, Jesus said, when ye pray, believe that ye have, and ye shall receive. He did not say, believe, and you will immediately have. He said, ye shall receive. He did not deny the natural law of evolution and growth. Nature operates according to a law of logical sequence. Okay, we're going to go ahead and finish it. Woof. All right, Ernest. Okay, so next section. Perfect action, no mistakes. In mental work, we must realize that there is one infinite mind, which is consciously directing our destiny. Declare every day that no mistakes have been made, none are being made, and none can be made. Declare there is one supreme intelligence which governs, guides, and guards, tells me what to do, when to act, and how to act. Having done this in perfect faith, act with perfect assurance. Declare further, everything necessary to the full and complete expression of the most boundless experience of joy is mine now. Know this, see it, feel it, and be it. Do this every day for a few minutes. We shall all do this until the time comes when it is no longer necessary. When that time comes, we will know it because our demonstrations will have been made. Suppose someone says, I have made a lot of mistakes in my life. I had opportunities I did not grasp. Every person has this feeling at some time in their life. This is a direct belief that there is but one opportunity which comes to a person, and if they do not take it, they will have no more. This is a belief in limited opportunities, and it must be denied completely and specifically. It is not that we have made no mistakes, but if the belief in the necessity of mistakes stays in the consciousness, then there is bound to be a repetition. It is scientific practice to declare that there have been no mistakes in a person's consciousness. That if there have been, then they are now wiped out. There are none in the divine plan, and there is no plan for people other than the divine plan. Talking about divine plan can be a little weird. We're not talking about fate here, and don't think of plan as laid out, think pattern, okay? You still have choices to make. All right, back. If a person has had and apparently lost many opportunities, they must be shown that they stand at the point of limitless opportunity. That opportunity is right here today, that they see and grasp it. It recognizes them as they recognize it. We exist in limitless opportunities which are forever seeking expression through us. Know that there is no condemnation, for nothing can condemn unless we believe in condemnation. Destroy the thought that would place limitation or bondage upon any situation or condition. Loose them and let them go. Talk to yourself, not to the world. There is no one to talk to but yourself. For all experience takes place within. Conditions are the reflections of our meditations and nothing else. There is but one mind. That mind is our mind now. It never thinks confusion, knows what it wishes, and how to accomplish what it desires. It is what it desires. Okay. Assume a case of treatment for prosperity. Suppose one comes to you and says, business is bad. There is no activity. How are you going to treat them? Are you going to treat activity, business, customers, conditions, or what? There is but one thing to treat as far as the practitioner is concerned, and that is themselves. The practitioner treats themselves, the reason being that their patient's mind and their own mind is in the one mind, are in the one mind. There is but one activity which is perfect. Nothing has happened to it. Nothing can cut it off. It is always operating. There is no belief in inactivity. What is this statement for? To neutralize the belief in an activity. A word spoken in mind will reach its own level in the objective world by its own weight. Remember the water example? Just as in physical science, we know that water reaches its own level. You must destroy the thought of inactivity. People cannot become either discouraged or afraid if they realize that there is but one mind, which they may consciously use. The real person knows no discouragement, cannot be afraid, and has no unbelief. And they who know of the power with which they are dealing and who plants a seed of thought in subjectivity knows that it will come up and bear fruit. Whew, deep breath, deep breath. Serious content, deep breath. Bring out of the idea of substance. Make consciousness perceive that substance is spirit. Spirit is God, and God is all there is. Once you equate the consciousness with this idea, it is implemented in the creative power which is externalized in your life. Okay. Continue to declare that there are no mistakes. There are none, and there never will be. Say, I represent the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. It is unerring. It never makes mistakes. There are no mistakes in the divine plan for me. There is no limitation, poverty, want, nor lack. I stand in the midst of eternal opportunity, which is forever presenting me with the evidence of its full expression. I am joy, peace, and happiness. I am the spirit of joy within me. I am the spirit of peace within me, of poise and of power. I am the spirit of happiness within me. I radiate life. I am life. There is one life, and that life is my life now. And how many times have you heard ministers and practitioners use those very words? Like, we are all about taking Ernest's words because he was so good at stringing those words together. All right, we're almost done. It is not enough to say there is one life and that life is God. We must complete this sentence by saying that life is my life now, because we must couple this life with ours in order to express it. We are not becoming this life, but are now in and of this life. There is no other life. God is not becoming. God is. God is not growing. God is complete. God is not trying to find out something. God already knows. Evolution is not the expression of a becoming God, but is simply one of the ways that a God who already is expresses itself. And as such, it is a logical result of involution and is eternally going on. For the person who believes that business is bad, for the one who thinks they have already made many mistakes and will make more, for the person who sees nothing but inactivity about them, the following meditation might be used. Oh, deep breath, deep breath. I know I am now at the threshold of all good, wisdom, and truth. All the good I can embody is now mine. I have only to open the portals of my soul and accept that which is ready to express through me. I expect fully and emphatically the answer to my prayer today. Right now, do I possess this thing I so greatly desire? I remove my fear of lack and negation, for it is the only barrier which stands in the way of my experience of good. I alone can remove it, and I do remove it now. In this moment, my good comes to me, enough, and to spare, to give, and to share. I can never be exhausted. My good can never be depleted, because that source from which my good comes is inexhaustible. Today, in this moment, the law responds to my thought. My word is now one of affirmation, rising from the knowledge that the good, the enduring, and the true are eternalities in my experience. I cannot be apart from that which is my good. My good is assured me by God, the indwelling essence of my life. And that is chapter 17. So we will move on to chapter 18 tomorrow, which is the law of attraction. I really enjoy, one of the things that I think I like about the Science of Mind book that I had forgotten was all of the little meditations that he's got sprinkled out through in it. Now, in the back, there's a whole section where he's got a bunch of meditations that he wrote. So, you can always look those up. But I forgot that he had it sprinkled through the book, which is part of the reason why I'm doing this. It's like, hey, you know what? Let's read it cover to, because yes, I've read it cover to cover, but never in sequence like that. Like, I've read the chapters that I've been assigned, or like when I've been looking things up, but I've never just sat down and read it like that. So this has been fun for me. All right, just a quick couple of housekeepings, because I need to get on and get my day in process. We are Creative Life Spiritual Center, Creative Life Spark on the social medias. I am the running Rev Ryan on the social medias that I am on. One of the easiest ways that you can support us is go like, share, subscribe, follow, comment, engage with our social media. It bumps us in the algorithm, and we think we have good things to say. So please help us out that way. If you want more information about the center, there's two ways. Go to creativelife.org. That is our website. Or email info@creativelife.org. That is a constant contact. That is one email a week, unless something unusual happens, because it's a real person doing it, and he hasn't got time for more than that. So, yeah. And the hot links are hot. Okay, so now I'm going to encourage you to have a great day, a wondrous day, a fantastic day, a magical day, an enchanted day, a wonderful day, an awesome day, an amazing day. A get this party started day. Because, it's Tuesday. A get on with your tasks day. A think about now day. A remember who you are day. A don't put things in the future day. A plant your seed today day. A I don't know what other words to use day. A good day. And if that's too much pressure, simply have a day. You are enough, just as you are. You are a beloved expression of the divine. You are a brilliant light, a divine spark. You are spirit in motion. You are God in action. Or as Reverend Jesse likes to call us, you are a godly. All right? Explore the truth of your being. Get to know who the divine knows you to be. Because the person that the divine knows you to be is good. And from there, all things are possible. All right, beloveds. Like I said, I get to go to work today, so I am going to get off this thing. But I'm going to remind you, Reverend David will be on with you around 5 p.m. with you. I'll be back with you around 9 a.m. tomorrow. We'll start chapter 18. Take care of yourself. Know that you are loved. And I will see you next time.